There we go. And we're here. And we're live. I've got a wee echo coming back from someone, but we're live and we're loud. For a wee bit of Go Fog Friday, a wee bit of GF Friday here on the channel. We're back. And we actually went on last week for this, but it was rather impromptu and rather late at night and a wee bit just why the F not. But we're properly organised this week. And I'm back, Quinny, of course. I'm joined as ever by Charlie. Charlie, good to see you, mate.
Yeah, good to see you. How's it going?
I'm very good, mate. I'm very good. Drink in hand as always. McBride Ace, good to see you.
I can still speak, it's okay. Panic over.
Love it. And back for the first time in a wee while. Got a wee spring in his step, a wee bit of swag, a wee cheeky smile there, sitting there waiting to come down from the curtain, come down to the ring himself. It's the patron saint of the community, SR Monkey. SR Monkey, good to see you, my man.
Yeah, good to see you all as well. Yeah, I keep meaning to get on them, but I end up going out for walks later in the afternoon and then get back and have my dinner and then realise I've missed it. So this week I made a determined effort to appear. But yeah, it's good to see you all anyway.
Yeah, pleasure, mate. Good to see you as well. Like I say, sitting up. And I think McBride, yeah, he's here. I wasn't sure what happened there. But yeah, guys, it's a Friday night. I said to you guys before we laid the little intro track, I wasn't too sure where to kind of start off tonight in terms of just what you want to chat about or go over. We've had lots of stuff happen this week in lots of different ways, shapes and forms. I was just on a weekend there. We have a wee bit of Friday night action, maybe a wee bit of Friday night curse out there. So maybe be checking on that for anyone. If there's any teams getting slaughtered or any DNPs that have came out, let us know in the chat. But Leverkusen seems quite okay. And I've just seen the Benfica team coming out as well. I'm Downey on to start. So maybe a few wee super sub picks in there. Now we've got a guy starting all of a sudden. But yeah, how we doing, guys? I suppose.
It's MFL chat stuff. I'm looking. International breaks over, Thank.
Yep. Oh God.
Oh my God. Honestly, the only good bit of the international break was MLS.
Yeah.
That was it.
MLS has been fire. Charlie, of course. Good
Yeah.
to see you all. Fist bumps on arrival.
What do you guys think about all the sort of MLS, the streaks and all that stuff? Because
I love it.
I'm interested in it.
I keep getting like onto the second one, then getting a DMP the next week, and then having to restart. But I still love it. I just think it's sort of just a fun way to play the game. It's sort of, extra incentive. And now they've announced that competition, there's even more incentive, isn't it? To sort of like, crack on and try and punch your ticket, sort of like that competition in May. And if not many people make it, you could be guaranteed cash by starting in that competition. So, it could be fun. $3,000 up top as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I've not even. You said you've hit a few 2 in a row. I've not even hit one yet. But yeah, I think I said today, like looking at the streaks breakdown where you need the badge to get in, like I can't see there being many people at all in there. They said there was like 3 or 4 people in rare or something like that.
Yeah, 3 in rare so far. Yeah.
When is it? Like 6 weeks time or something? It opens like
8 game weeks, I believe.
Yeah,
7 after this one.
I don't see that going over like 100, maybe. I don't know. I guess.
I hope it's not that many.
Yeah.
If I get in, otherwise I don't care.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, they've put the podium payouts. They've kind of let that known. It'd be interesting to see whether it's a competition with a really big tail. Whether it might even be there's that few entrants, everyone gets paid.
Yeah.
Or whether they just do like a crazy. Say there's 100 entrants in, they do just top 10 get paid, and it's like 100 quid each. You know what I mean? Minimum, more.
In the competition that DraftKings do, the King of the Pitch, which I've heard a few people speak about, like once you get your ticket through to that, everybody gets some money, but obviously it's stacked towards the top of the table. So if it was like that, I wouldn't be opposed to it. But yeah, we'll have to see. Did they announce the actual total prize pool?
I think they did, yeah.
Yeah. Get a steer on how
was it?
50?
15? 50?
15? I thought it was 30. 15.
Oh, I think it was it 15 each?
Yeah. 30 overall, I think. But yeah.
That's maybe what I've remembered.
I think 5k that's podium. Is that right? At rare, I think. So yeah, they've got 10k to put over.
Stefan Rands has just put in the chat saying McBride needs to replace those Celtic frames with Nashville ones if they make it 3 out of 3.
I know. Well, let's not count any chickens before they're hatched. Yeah,
nice game this weekend.
What's that?
They've got a nice matchup. I can't remember who it is now, but I remember thinking.
Well, it's at home, but it's Cincinnati, so
okay, not
Cincinnati
great.
are pretty good. So, but Joe, what I was thinking, it was like, you know, like you play poker and it's on, like you get like day ones and you get all these different day ones, and then you go into a day two, and then on the day two, obviously you play for the bigger money, but everybody gets paid something. Like, kind of feels a wee bit like that, but it feels like quite exclusive as well, because obviously, like if you get like the longer sort of like 4 or the 5 streak, which is going to be really, really difficult and like rare, like that's going to be like a proper great tournament, right? Like, so I like it seems like quite a clever, giving Sorare too much credit here, sorry, but it's like quite a clever.
Watch out, you're complimenting them, mate.
I know, I've turned a new corner. I've had
Positive McBride.
I've had a bottle of the wife's prosecco and 2 espresso martinis, and I've turned a new leaf. But yeah, but it's a bit like a mix between the sort of like the longer format stuff and the shorter format stuff. And obviously it's aimed at buying 5 in-season cards, right? So they've got a motive behind it, but like it seems quite fun. Like I look at it and I go, I really hope this is in for Europe. Like I would love to play this with like my Celtic stacks, or obviously Charlie, you're nodding your head. You would love to play it with your Newcastle stuff or whatever. Like, but then might give you, you know, if Newcastle are away at like somebody that's half decent the next weekend, might give you an excuse to buy somebody else to go on the streak and stuff. So I think it's really good.
How would you feel though if they had lower first prizes in the Premier League and like champion and stuff, but they had the streaks and they announced that they would have exclusive competitions in Europe as well? So like I think if they do it, that's probably the way they would have to go. But
I don't think they want to reduce the amounts on the European stuff from like this season to next. I think like this and like the super rare thing, like I think it's an easy way for them to add value into what's getting paid out without it really like shaking things up too wildly to the levels that maybe like some of the complaints would have had them do before. But I think like it'll be interesting to see, because it's interesting that MLS, like one of the things some people have said about it, I've had a lot of fun with it. I am yet to also hit a streak, but I'm trying to be super lean and mean with it, and it's not getting me very far very quickly. But like when you do look at it and you compare it against other competitions, like MLS isn't that great, you know, compared to like La Liga and stuff like that. So it's been a weird competition in that sense as well, because in Europe, when it does come back around for like Newcastle's or Celtics or whoever else you want to talk about, if the prize pool's bigger, I don't know, the streaks are quite chunky, but as we've already seen with that little tab, there's room for more than one thing to come on. So maybe like Europe has like another little vertical or whatever we're going to say for that.
I think it's quite a cheap way of like doing some marketing, but like because like I know obviously like can't remember, is it obviously MPen and is it Peter who does like all the mathematical stuff and everything, and like okay, like this is like the kind of jackpot stuff, but obviously if you have like 3 teams a week or whatever in Europe, then it's going to be a wee bit easier, because you'll have teams that are a bit more like easier to predict in terms of like good fixtures and things. But like for them to promote like a big amount of money but not pay it out, it's like the best way to go. So if they keep the prize pools relatively similar, they can add in that kind of big carrot of, well, you get your 5 streak, you win $1,000 or whatever. But I mean, over the course of the season, a couple of people will win $1,000, but if everybody's trying to win $1,000, then that'll kind of help overall. So like that's what you said, obviously, David. Like I wouldn't like it if they just said we're going to half the prize pools. Like that would be a net like huge loss. If that
I don't think it would be a good look, would it? But
no. So, but if they keep them relatively the same, or even if they just keep them the same and say we're going to add this in, then that feels as if you're moving forward. And I think there'll be some sort of pain in terms of like you're going to have to buy 5 in-season cards or whatever. Like just kind of have to get used to that now. Like if you don't put money in, like you're not going to be able to win cash. You'll be able to do well in Classic, because obviously if the Classic prices go up, but you're going to have to put some money in if you want to win cash in whatever way you do it. So
yeah, I think what Monkey said about where's that money going to come from, is the podium going to have to come down, something like that. I think they will get that money like they have done with MLS from that carrot being dangled and everyone paying an extra 20-30% on top of what they normally would, so they can afford that to pay the hot streaks out, rather than taking the money from the podium or like lifting the tail of the prize pool by 20% or something like that.
Completely agree. I hope that's how it works.
Yeah, I think it should. I don't see there's any reason not. Like, I think we and they would have seen over the past few months all these promos and the stuff they've been doing. It seemed to have just increased prices just massively, like compared to what everyone's kind of expecting.
I think you got to watch with the MLS because it's quite a good summer league as well. Because it is like, it's always been historically like a wee bit higher than you would think. Like you would. I remember like you remember Quinny, like maybe 3-4 years ago, you would be like, you get to a point where you could like swap a Walker Zimmerman with a champion defender, and they would be worth roughly the same, but obviously under the old format. So like that would be quite good. But like if you look at it compared to Contender, like obviously the prices are like much higher. So it's like the go-to. It's like the place to go for the summer. So if they could work on that, I mean, I wish they'd done some of it in Contender, but obviously there's a reason for it, right? MLS, Messi, World Cups in America, what expand into America, all the market and everything's got to be around the American stuff for MLB, NBA. So, but yeah, it's been largely like really, really, really good. And they reacted. You said it as well, Quinny. They put the price up straight away in terms of last streaks. Like nobody's really hitting this. So they were like, okay, we can afford to say this is $800 or whatever now, just to try and ramp it up a wee bit, which is probably a good thing, because if it's a really hard to hit jackpot, you want it to be as high as possible, because like nobody's going to hit it. And at least when somebody hits it, it's like 10 grand or something, whatever, like, so.
Yeah, I think I've been kind of saying for a while, I would rather have these kind of exclusive comps, like kind of like they've done with the Super Clash, but not that restrictive, but like where there's just not as many people in and the prizes are like kind of elite. But I think they've probably fought on the first few weeks. They've probably had this streak competition in mind where you need to hit 3 to get into it. And they've probably, so after the first 2 weeks, no one's hitting this, and there's going to be no one in the comp, so we've got to kind of move the parameters a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's been really good so far. I don't think you could really fault anything they've done with the MLS, to be honest.
A big part of the MLS thing with all this, but is that it's like a brand new league as well. So it's like everyone does come into it with the same level of optimism of, I've got as good a shot, particularly with in-season, just because the way in-season works anyway. But with the whole kind of structure around it, I think the thing with Sorare as well is like, this is the first time where it has been like MLS only competition, where you can actually gauge the strength of like stacks and players and potential combos and whatever. So it's been good for them to kind of learn it on the fly, as it were. But when it comes back to like the European stuff around the way, like MLS, like you see, McBride, it's always had that kind of had a little bit something to it. But now, like when the European stuff comes back around, there's no like dilution that's going to hit it, because it's still just in its own league. It's not like, the challenger teams are back, from summer break or whatever. So it'll be interesting to see what their like full season plan is for MLS, because as we're getting to the end of that is when it's like new season Europe essentially. So that's kind of when we'll have a wee bit of a better idea. So I've definitely been learning stuff as they go as well. I think we all expect Essence to be way better next year, like across the board in terms of how you win it and how it's kind of fleshed out over the season. Because this season it's been kind of like a roller coaster with that, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the problem last season as well was like the League's Cup, and then when it came to like the playoffs, it was like, this is quite a competitive part of the league. But then you were playing against PSV playing at home and Fenerbahce, and you're like, well, you're never winning anything there. Whereas if you kind of segregate it a wee bit, you could do something special for the playoffs. You can say like somebody hits like streaks or some whatever you do, like just some sort of clashes competition where you like, if you've got the team who gets to the final or whatever, then that's like actually some sort of reward for you. Whereas last season it was almost like a punishment, because like those games are really, really competitive, and like you're not going to hit like a 500 score to beat a PSV stack or whatever in the semi-final of the MLS Cup or whatever. So I think it gives them flexibility, and maybe at some point like you also have like, I'm not so sure about the flexible deadlines, but maybe even just like a flexible start time, like just wait a wee bit longer, like wait until the MLS reports out, like have the start time to comp being the first game, so that everybody's kind of got the news, but you don't have to spend your whole weekend like tinkering, changing teams and all that sort of stuff. So it leaves it a bit more open for that, I guess. But I've really enjoyed it. I mean, honestly, I feel like I've done pretty well in Classic, obviously, but I think I love the MLS. It's really good.
Yeah, like I've even got the Apple TV Pass thing. Like they've restructuring the kickoff times way better this year than they have previously. Like they've got like UK time. They've got a 7:30, a 11:30, I think, and then they've 7:30, 10:30, 12:30, and then they've got like a 1:30, 2:30, and 3:30, and then they obviously got the Sunday game as well. So it's a lot more of like a consumable league now than it was like previously, where you were having to sit up to like 3:00 in the morning just to catch a game. So yeah, I think it's improved massively.
Yeah. If you want to grow the league, right? Like,
Yeah.
Then, yeah.
Aye, I've been getting tuned into the Apple TV as well. It's depending on the kickoff times. I'm very good at watching first halves. Second halves, I'm not quite as good at. You know, they seem to evade me a little bit more often. But yeah, no, I've had good fun with it, despite like I've not won anything out of it. But I've been kind of trying to sneak it in on a budget. Oh, you fucking love to see it. You love to see it, Aliesh. Aliesh, best of Europe. We cheeky last minute £1 limited. Here we go. Never mind that super rare I've got. I'm not excited about that. I'm more excited about the limited in the common mode. There you go.
Nice.
Aliesh on a Friday night.
Captained him in a few teams this weekend.
Well done, monkey.
I just thought he'd play. He's the man that's replacing Wirtz for the time being, in my opinion. It's his chance to shine. He's looked good in a couple of appearances. So.
He's fucking well rested at this point in the season as well, compared to everyone else.
Dave, where is your Diet Coke? I thought it was a Saratoga or whatever. I thought you were on your morning routine there. You were wiping your face with a banana and everything.
That's why he's feeling good.
Getting the shirt off and stuff. Like.
This is me being healthy, water and Diet Coke.
Love it.
3:56 a.m. Yeah.
So funny. Do you know, I think in that way Twitter has been like really good over the last 2 weeks. There's been like a few belters like that have happened. I can't remember what the other ones were now, but
I've loved all the cards that have been dropping today, like the AI so rare cards, like the one with you, Quinny, cracked me up. There were so many that have just been brilliant. But yeah. I keep meaning to do it myself, but yeah.
Like today, it feels like the trend on Twitter is Ghibli cartoons. Everyone's doing funny cartoons, even all the football teams are doing it and everything. There's been a few other ones. Also, that guy's morning routine's an absolute cracker, but there was one or two other ones over the last 2 weeks. I thought it's just been good crack. And it got me thinking. It's a little bit of a side note because we don't really talk about stuff. I don't really care about it too much, but it did make me think. With that guy in the morning routine thing, like, do they get that on Blue Sky? Like, to see all the people that left Twitter to go to Blue Sky? Is that guy there as well going viral, or is that like not even happening? Are they in this universe where that's not happened? That joke,
255 views in Blue Sky or whatever. Like, everybody was rebelling, weren't they? Like, so we're going somewhere else, and it's like, yeah, but everybody's got like 6 years of like followers or whatever, and so obviously it's a slow burner and stuff in it. But like, I mean, honestly, I know this is a fantasy football show, but it's just some hilarious moments in it. The best one's where he jumps into the pool. It's 3:56 a.m. and he gets into the pool and it's 4 a.m. You're like, what the fuck have you been doing for the last 4 minutes? It's like 4 minutes hang time. It's like, if that was deliberate, then that was funny as fuck as well. But...
The other one, I just remembered what it was. It was like when Klarna announced that they were doing DoorDash, which is like Uber Eats, isn't it?
Yeah.
So people can get tick on like burritos and pizza and all that, and it was all the Big Short memes that came out off the back of it. It was had me buckled. I don't know if you've ever seen The Big Short. It's an alright movie. It's quite slow, but that was
that's a Sorare topic, isn't it? I mean, everybody had a bit of a fucking flaky.
That was like it was like a day apart. Yeah, it was like Sorare Klarna, and then it was Klarna that, and then that went boom, pure hit.
I like, obviously people are like worried about like people gambling, and like, if you want to go on the internet and go mental buying something, you could buy football cards, you could buy, women buy handbags or whatever.
Pavel coin.
Women buy handbags.
Dave buys Diet Coke. He's fucking, like, honestly, he's not sitting on a chair there. He's sitting on just a bed of Diet Coke that's just his but like, yeah, I mean, like, Klarna is like a UK regulated product as well, right? So like, it's approved
Yeah.
like the financial people and everything in the UK. So everybody like get why it's kind of in focus or whatever. But like,
It's no different than PayPal. And for me, they're both maybe even slightly better than credit cards, and people use those every day. So
yeah,
Yeah,
like the opposite is like if Sorare weren't actually trying to get money in or weren't doing marketing, everybody would be coming on saying, "Where's all the marketing? Where's the why are you not trying to get money in? My cards are only worth 50 pence."
yeah,
50 pence, had a boomer.
the one I see all the time is when they do these market events and stuff, and then everyone's always complaining, "Oh, my cards are worth now. That you need to be generating more money." And then they do a market event, and people are whinging, saying they're just trying to get money off us, stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. I'm not a massive fan of the Klarna one, to be honest, but it seems like Klarna's on everything now. Like every website has Klarna, which I guess they kind of just see that as maybe they're like a French company, and they just think, "Oh, everywhere in the UK has got Klarna, we'll do Klarna." But yeah, I'm not a massive fan of it, to be honest, but I kind of get it.
Like if you're in the UK, it's just like fancy Wonga. That's like the
Yeah.
perception of it, you know. So everyone just sees it and they think Wonga loans, you know, for Sorare cards. This is going to be
Yeah.
like Jeremy Kyle level shit, you know. Like, but that's like you say, it's maybe not quite the reality of it.
I just don't see many people using it, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know either, really. You know,
Bit of a weird one.
Just another option, isn't it? I think it's just good to,
Yeah.
have everything. Like if you want to buy it and you're in a pinch, you desperately need a card end of the season, then stick it on your credit card. You could use Klarna, you can use anything else. But yeah, we can get a loan off someone.
we've got a couple of questions in the chat I did want to bring up. I wanted to start with Mikey's, but we've got a good one here from Chris Holt that I'll just run at first, right? With his thoughts on the Vault chat. This kind of came out mainly from the baseball crew, aka Laird and the Artful Dodgers, or whatever they're called. I'm not too sure. But I listened to Laird's explanation of it with him and Black yesterday as well. And that's kind of all my intel on it, or what I know about it. I don't mind the premise overall, but there's not many cards I've got that'll be thrown away to never use. Like a big part of I think the football game is options and knowing like, okay, I'll use this guy this week, and if you can only like unvault a guy like once a week or something.
I've looked into it a fair amount. I think it's good because we're getting to the point now, especially for you guys with your Celtic cards, me with my Liverpool cards, where with 3 entries, you're getting to the point now where you could run the same team, especially if you've got full collections in every single lineup one week. And so I was debating not to buy Liverpool in season next season. But now if I can lock up a season to increase the amount I earn from my in-season ones this season, then I'd probably do it. You know, I've got a lot of junk cards that aren't worth anything, and if I can stick them in the vault, then, fair enough.
Yeah.
I missed this. It's a MLB thing. Is this the
Vault?
Yeah.
card corner?
Yeah.
I
think it's a good idea, and I think they look quite cool. But whether a lot of people obviously won't use it. It's probably meant more for people that have been around for a while. Got a lot of cards.
My only knowledge of it is off Laird show. I didn't catch the second show with Black yet, but the way I saw it is, say I've got a Newcastle team. I've got the 23 and the 24 collection. What would make me want to, say I had 2 of the same stack, what would make me want to completely get rid of one of the stacks and play one team instead of 2 to get an extra 5%?
Well, you probably wouldn't with 2, but some people are starting to get to like 5 and 6 seasons.
Yeah, but say you've got like, I don't see which card you would do it on, because if you do it on a shit card, then it's a shit card, so what's the point? But if you do it on someone like Mbappe, surely you'd rather have 5 different Mbappes than one really powerful Mbappe.
But you wouldn't do it on Mbappe. But
so what kind of player would you do it on?
Well, for my Liverpool collection, for instance, I've got players that have retired. So
what does the bonus apply to? Is it the full collection?
The amount of cards you've got locked up in the vault.
Okay, and then that applies to that collection. Is that correct?
No.
Just the one player.
Similar to Charlie, I thought there was an element of direct copies playing into each other.
Maybe
I thought there was an element of that at least anyway. But I do agree that I thought it was like you can stick 50 of them in there, and if you get all 50 in, you're at top tier. But I thought there was like an element of like So Laird made the joke of if you had Vanaken, you need to get 6 seasons of him.
Yeah.
And that's what made me think there's like a Vanaken thing
I
then. So if
I
you had
could
all
be
6
wrong.
Vanakens, a Vanaken would be better for you.
But I've read through the article a few times now because we've spoken about it on the Ramble. I'm pretty sure it's the
You
amount.
probably know better than us. So,
Yeah.
like, I've just hit second nano flare, to be fair. So
I think it's the amount of cards you
Okay.
put in, and then you reach different like thresholds, like 3%, 5%, and then it sort of jumps up. You do have to put a lot of cards in, and they're like, I don't know, hundreds of cards to get the higher percentages. But even getting like a 1 or 2% bonus for cards that you won't use, literally won't use at all, seems
So
like a good thing
who
to
does
me.
that apply to? Say you like your example with Liverpool, you throw a retired Liverpool player in. Who does that bonus then apply to in SO5?
Everything. I mean, it wasn't clear in the original one, but I think everything you win, it increases the amount of cards you look up, increases for everything. Like,
I thought it was like player based.
no, not at all. No.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that would make no sense
Yeah.
to you then if it was
That's
like
why I thought it didn't make sense because I've made this rule up in my
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Laird definitely said that Vanaken thing, so I've got a sniff
Yeah,
of
I think
that
that's
as well
what's
somewhere.
No,
that's what's
I mean,
confused me as well. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
quiz
it's throwing
Laird,
you
see
off
what he's
with
on.
that, but yeah.
See what he's smoking. Fair enough.
What's the Energized thing? Like I'd seen the thing about like like maybe you'd be able to have like an in-season card of one of your versions or whatever. If I don't know what the requirements are.
They're doing away with classic cards in in-season tournaments, and
Right.
instead you have energy. You start the season with a certain pool of it, and you can win it quite easily, I think, by listening to a few sort of people. And then during the season, you can use that to convert any number of classic cards you want into in-season cards.
Right.
For a specific game week, you don't just
Or a game week, yeah.
Yeah. That's quite interesting that actually, because like obviously like I've been sort of buying some super rares recently, and one of the attractions is like obviously you can only play one classic card. So obviously you look at Challenger, like you would be playing against a gazillion Veermans, a gazillion Buscaglis or whatever. So obviously as long as that's done right, like that would be quite cool. Because obviously you've got like lots of classic cards and you want to like put them in, but like you don't want to be playing against a full team of guys who have got like maxed out PSV guys or whatever, or Celtic or whatever, So
I think the problem it's not necessarily a problem, but they need to find the right balance.
yeah,
They can't have a point where people are just converting all their classic cards to in-season to play in-season, and then they don't want in-season cards.
Yeah.
And they can't have it where there's not enough energy rewarded, so people can't use classic cards in there at all. So they need to find that. Apparently, a few people have sort of run the numbers on last season in MLB anyway, and it sort of works out relatively favourably. You can sort of, it's about the same as having one in there. Maybe you can have more some weeks if you really want to target a specific week. But yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's
I really like it, to be
Sorry.
honest. Sorry, I was going to say I quite like it. I think I saw the prize pool if they were doing it in. I think it kind of worked out. If you're like top 20%, like kind of like it is in football, you could do like one energy card per week, which I don't know if that was in one comp. So I think it kind of would work. Like you said, they need to find a balance. If you could just upgrade one of your cards per week, I think it would be quite like good. But obviously, like, yeah, you don't want loads of people doing it. But I think it's a really good concept, to be honest.
Yeah, and MLB is like a lot younger, so I don't play it, but supply wise, like that's like it's not really the same as football, right? So if you do those numbers in football and you say there's going to be energized 2 cards, you're way back to where you were before, or worse, or whatever. So like it's quite interesting though. Like I don't know, I just kind of feel as if we're in football wise, you're just going towards like this MLS streaks model where you're just everything's going to be focused on the marketing and these big events and just you've got to buy in season cards really. Like
I think we know that now, though, don't we? It's all about in-season. Everything goes from there. Yes, if you've got a big classic collection, you can potentially sort of run those in in-season tournaments. Yeah, it's all about the in-season. That's what keeps Sorare going. That's what keeps the bills paid and the Paris office heated during the winter.
Yeah, I think it's got to be, isn't it? Like they said a few years ago, they weren't sustainable the way they were going, and now, yeah, I don't see a problem with them pushing the in-season cards constantly all the way, like through the year, as long as there's like the is with the MLS currently, there's like a real feeling from people that, oh, I can hit that streak, I can earn that back. Like I think, like similarly, I've done it at Quinny, like buying that in-season MLS goalkeeper, you'd think I can earn that back through streaks. I think as long as there's that carrot dangled, I think it's good, personally.
Yeah.
Have Bochum suddenly turned into a decent team? Didn't they? They won before the break and they're now drawing with Leverkusen. But...
Bochum love a Friday night, mate. The Bochum love it.
Friday night anti-curse. Yeah.
Clean sheet burst for Leverkusen, by the way. Negative decisive for Granit Xhaka. Error to go for him.
Oh, chaos.
This was one of like the fixtures, wasn't it? As well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
Top 3.
Friday night,
5?
that's what happens.
Yeah, I've got that on
hit
one screen.
my, two of the guys I chose to score goals. I put rare cards in because I wanted to get rare feeds.
XP.
One was Alex Garcia and one
Nice.
was Hine, who scored for Mets as well. So
Nice. Who did I pick? I picked Aliesh, super rare. Wow.
nice.
I've also got Cherky and Frimmers. Cherky's playing tonight.
Yeah, he's hit the bar, Quinny.
Nice.
Already.
How are you
realise.
how are you enjoying that?
I like it. I've missed
Yeah, I
it so
think
many
it's good.
times, but like forgotten to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Over the
think it's really
international
good.
break, it's painful trying to remember stuff, isn't it? Because I sort of, it's so rare, it just gets put over there for the time being. MLS kept me a little bit occupied, but I've put it in most days. I've done all right actually. I can't.
Yeah,
I do like it.
Yeah, I think I'm hitting at like 1 or 2 a day, which is like,
Yeah.
that's good, isn't it? Really. Yeah.
I think we're hitting the sort of fun, like the fun elements of things now. Like, see, when you see the April Fool stuff, and like this weekend, it's like if you get a hat trick, then you get some like XP and stuff like that's like a lot better. It's like an expansion of a lot of the stuff that was happening in Rivals or whatever, but obviously in the pro mode. But obviously some of them, if you just pick a super rare, you get 200 XP for super rare or whatever, and that's a good fun thing. Like, gives you a wee bit of extra value for your gallery, I think, as well. You get like a broad gallery and you're playing different games, then obviously, it's getting you, helps you with other cards or whatever. So
XP every day, for sure. And you kind of bring us in there, nice wee segue, McBride, to the other question I wanted to bring up from the chat, which was Mikey's genuine question, is Sorare still fun? And I think, like the first thing I'll kind of say on that is, number one, I'm having like way more fun on Sorare this year than certainly last year, and for a fair wee length of time yet. But I think the number one thing about Sorare that most people enjoy is building their team, building their gallery. And especially for Mikey, and I'd probably say most of the people sitting here talking to me right now, the gallery's been built. Like it's been built. The keepers have been bought. That kind of. And sure, there's still cards to be traded and all the rest of it still for the here and there. But so it's one of those things where you have that kind of accelerant right part at the beginning, but it's or for however long you want to term that kind of formation part for. And there's a little bit of contrast now because there's something else everyone's having a wee shot at where they're building everything from brand new and everything's never been seen or touched before, and possibilities are endless still. So I say it's a hard yes. It's definitely still fun for sure. When you guys see that question come from Mikey, thoughts and feelings?
I would say, yeah, personally. Like, I'll be honest, this week, for like the first time in a while, I kind of had a hard time building some of my team. Like, I built my like MLS teams on like a Tuesday, and I just kind of left the rest. Like, I kind of had a hard time bringing myself to build the rest of my European teams because it's just like with Newcastle not playing. And like, I feel like a lot of the strategy I went for this season with Cercle Bruges, who are horrendous, Kortrijk, I've just sold it all off because it's just horrendous. They're going to go down. And Sociedad, who are an absolute nightmare. Yeah. Like, a lot of my, like the stall off setups kind of just like, it's just not worked this season. So like, I'm excited to buy MLS cards, build my MLS gallery, but I think barring the Premier League, I'm kind of like, I'm happy for this just to end and move on, like on the next season, get ready for next season. But yeah, I'm still definitely having fun. Luckily for Sorare, they have that, like MLS comes round and then Europe comes round and then vice versa. So there's always something to look towards. But yeah, I think I'm still having fun. I think like before I even saw that coming, we talked about the daily missions. I think that's really fun. Like I'm liking that. I'm hoping the new common mode they've been keeping under wraps for a while that will add a bit of fun. So yeah.
I think if I wasn't having fun, it'd be away.
Yeah.
Honestly, like you've got chances to just say like, it's going to chuck it in. Like you look at even if it's like a kind of shite offer or whatever, it's 70% or 60% or whatever. You look at it and you go, I can just cash it in. But like you look at it's sort of value, but obviously I've got a lot of teams and things but you just you're involved in so many matches over the weekends and there's like stuff happening all the time and yeah. I don't know, Quinny, how you feel, but like Celtic are on as well, so like it always kind of draws me back in. I'm like, yeah, whatever, and then like something happens, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy Kosai Tani Super Rare or whatever. Just like I'm gonna be here next season, so bugger it, and like yeah, definitely must be some sort of fun of it because we're still here, right? So
yeah.
I mean, at the weekends, once your teams are locked and the games start going, and you start to get like, a little sweat going with one of your players, and they're all two good players in that lineup so far. It's the hope that kills you. But as you go through the weekend, you might get the DMP or one guy who just doesn't get a decisive in a smash spot. But I'm having fun. I love it. I like sort of the gamification of it, and I think they've done it to a level where it works with the game rather than completely changing the game. Like that, slightly less divisions. I quite like. There's less way to fall down if you sort of have a few stinkers and stuff like that. It's harder to get relegated these days, but I think all of the stuff they've done recently I quite like. The one thing I didn't like was that announcement they put out midweek, but they did backtrack over the Conference League tournament, which if I bought a collection for one of those teams to run in this tournament and they told me I couldn't do it, I'd be absolutely livid. But then they backtracked a little bit. But, I think a lot of the stuff they do at the moment is fun.
Yep.
Fun's definitely the centre of it. I've quite enjoyed all the kind of daily missions and stuff like that as well. And looking, there's a bit of love in the chat for the names of the next ones for April Fools, and I was just checking them out. You're getting extra XP if you've got like relegation teams, basically. Sadly, no Kortrijk in there, Charlie. And then the other one is having a error led to goal for a Premier League one, which is $10 in credits. So if you get an error led to goal.
Are they for this weekend?
Wow.
That's the midweek.
They've just added that in the past hour. I checked that earlier and it wasn't there. That's nice. The oopsie.
Yeah.
Have a Premier League player.
It'll be typical, won't it?
I'll definitely get that. I'm not gonna lie.
No, but we all think that, and it'll be the only week there'll be no error leading to goal. They'll have a word with Opton. No credits were given out.
So they've got access to that special information normally only bookies have, where they actually know the future. And this game week we'll put on, we'll give everyone 10-1 on Salah to score, and they just know somehow he's not scoring.
Which Southampton player are we buying for that one then?
Oh, good shout by the way. Hi.
Yeah. Do you think anyone will actually scout for that one? I think it's scoutable.
Yeah, a guy for a quid. That's a good shout.
Yeah. Who likes never let it go? I'm trying to think.
Let's have a look through my gallery.
Ramsdale?
Tribben. Oh, he doesn't play for Southampton. I think the site's looking class as well, but see the game week stuff now as well. Like obviously it's like all the individual
tiles and stuff.
It's like so it looks a wee bit like individual thumbs that are much better than my YouTube channel. But it's like well laid out, and then obviously you get the pop up for the tournaments, and then you go in. So it's like my brain works with like windows. So you get this like competition, then you go in, you've got limited, you get super rare and rare. So it seems logical, but it looks amazing. Like honestly, I think the sort of design's been shite for ages. Not shite, like it looked good, but it wasn't really functional. But now like you can kind of go in and you're like, I know I'm going to go here or there. And, like the site's looking like much better now, I think, and makes a lot more sense.
I tried doing all of my lineups in Sorare today for the first time in ages. Normally I just put them in Sorare data and transfer them across, but for obvious reasons, I thought, well, I better give Sorare a try so I don't get like a shock in the next couple of weeks.
You're playing Sorare.
You're saying obvious reasons, Monkey, but maybe you're the most connected man in show business, Monkey Boy. Maybe you know something that's not obvious to us all.
Well, there was that email going around, wasn't there, about Sorare data being
I didn't see
liquidated?
it.
So
Is that what it was?
I suspect it won't be around much longer, although the hope is maybe Maxime keeps it going as a solo entity, but we'll have to wait and see anyway on that one. But anyway, I thought I would give Sorare's lineup builder a try, and actually it didn't melt my mind. I managed to do 69 lineups, which I thought was perfect, stopped there.
Hey.
And yeah, it didn't melt my mind. So
Yeah, I think it kind of would be brain melting a few months ago or something like that, but now you've got everything segregated in Prem, La Liga, MLS. You're not like imagine if you got All Star, you'd be just scrolling just forever, and like what I mean, like it is manageable now, definitely.
Yeah, it's much better. It's much better now. Like there's no two ways about it. Like that screen's like I say, it's like wee windows, and like that's what you need. Like before, it was like someone had designed it, and this has got to look good, and you're like, yeah, but that's great, but there's like 14 or 15 different competitions we're going to go into here. You can only see 2 of them. And like obviously if you've got guys who can go into that comp, like you couldn't really compute that because we weren't on the same screen. So I think like now it's looking really good. I'm going to stop being positive here, right? I'm having an RB. Sorry, do apologise. We're watching MFL.
I was going to say it also looks like they've got rid of the Sorare data predictions they had tagged along on Sorare. Which is quite nice if you ask me, because they were a bit of a mess.
Sign up to Predictify. Use code McBrideace or Quinny and Harry. No, use McBrideace. Really good predictions there. And, that's a shame that Sorare data's fucked. But anyway,
I didn't realise it was looking at it. I thought somebody said to me that Sorare bought them. That's what I thought it was. I thought it was something more upbeat. So, okay.
Well, I presume no one knows, but obviously.
Well, I mean, we don't know. I'm just speculating. Maybe Sorare are going to buy parts of it. Maybe they're going to hire some of the devs from there and, get them to sort of, build out the scouting section a little bit better on Sorare. We don't know what's happening, so it's just speculation at this point. But
did you start that speculation, Dave? Come on.
Probably, yeah. I love it.
Like you had done the higher French or something. I've read this. No, I know what's happening here. Eating my baguette for lunch. I'm sorted. Like
Chinese whispers. Someone told me I'd change that around and make it even worse. But yeah.
But realistically, I not slander Sorare data, but like, what would you go like? It seems like Sorare have kind of like not imported, but like kind of made their own version of everything that Sorare data was doing, so that there is less and less reason to go on the Sorare data and use their features. Me personally,
I would give Sorare data like a bit of an edge on
scouting. That's it.
Valuing,
Mm-hmm.
trying to work out what cards have went for, and all that kind of bits. Like Sorare, you still got the wee dots and everything on there. You can find that, but well done, McBride. You cooking? Love a bit of that.
Watching my MFL. Sorry.
No, that's all right, man. Charge on. But yeah, I think like you're right for the most part. I don't think there's anything really. I do like the odds on the matches, like especially for some of the ones you're not really tapped into.
Yeah,
I like odds.
I agree. Yeah,
the AAA thing is kind of helpful. That little matrixy thing, if they could maybe bring something like that across, I wouldn't mind.
I would say on that the rating system of A to, I'd say a lot of that I kind of find null and void because half of the players on to start when I know they're going to start. So that doesn't
fair. Yeah, fair.
help for some of it. But yeah, I think like you said, seeing what people went for, they do have an edge, but I don't think it's miles away to the point where, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think if you said to everyone a year ago, Sorare data is not going to be here, I think it would be a bit of an issue, I'll be honest.
Yeah, it's definitely less of an issue.
But I think it's,
I think that there's still work to do, as you said, like finding a price point of a player on Sorare right now. You can do it for recent, but you can't do historical stuff. They really should have that on Sorare. The scouting, like, everything is there. It's just like, baby steps, isn't it? But yeah.
I think the line is like you'll never get like Sorare telling you you should play this team. So in like Sorare data, a lot of guys went in like, let's run it all through my gallery and it'll be both recommend that. Like that's not going to happen in Sorare, right? Because they can't go over that line of like you've got to pick a team, we can't recommend it because then people go, oh, you fucking told me to pick Mbappe, he's shite. It has been shite for most of the season, but anyway, like you can't really have that sort of like it's just crossing a line really into it, and like
Yeah.
and
I think that they'll probably not. Sorare probably won't be allowed to tell you the win percentage or a clean sheet percentage, which I kind of like to know, like a 3-goal score percentage and that kind of stuff. But I think, like we've seen with the demise of Play Sharper, that kind of when one thing goes, it opens up like a door for something else to pop up or someone else to take the place, sort of thing. And I think
imagine it's like Predictive Fire will jump in and sort of like try and mirror some of that stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because there's a bit of Sorare data that, like you say, like the pieces of it that Sorare can't or won't quite bridge the gap for. That is a much smaller operation in Sorare data to cover that single base rather than the whole field that they were covering for stuff. You know, so yeah, you could easily see something a bit more. I don't really like this expression generally, but more niche, something that is more just like in the corner of lineup building or whatever. Like McBride loves the probabilities guy. I think he's got a few fans in the community. So their probabilities, be sure to check it out. A lot of smart people seem to do well from it. So yeah, maybe even something like that kicks on a wee bit. It does something. Boyson with some great chatting here as well, along the fun side of things. And James, I love this. This is what the bookies and this is what Sorare do. They tell Opta not to give the error lead to go, or they tell even if Salah scores, it's an OG or whatever. You know, whenever they're jacking the odds up. Yeah. And this was a fun one from Chris Holt, right? If you could start one now, today, what would you pick up first? MFL or Sorare?
Well, mine would be Sorare.
MFL. I'm still Sorare. I think even I think real football's kind of my bread and butter in that sense. Like watching games and having a wee thing on the players, but it is a close one.
I think probably Sorare just because it's the real football thing, but MFL is. I don't know. I just find it super engaging. Really enjoy it. Enjoy the community. So many good things about it. Love seeing the little 2D matches because it just takes me back to my childhood playing sort of the early versions of Championship Manager or Football Manager. I can't remember what it was called back then. Championship Manager, I believe. But yeah, it's getting a little bit close. But I mean, I like all of them. You know, for different things. Like Sorare for me is about sort of potentially winning big bucks. You know, MFL isn't about that. It's about sort of trying to win games, you know, with using your sort of, you know, management. Yes, you can win money, but, you know, it's a bit more of a slow burn, slightly different. But
yeah, that's the thing with MFL for me. It's just like it's a purely fun endeavour. If you know what I mean, there's no other kind of like angle to it or aspect to it, if that makes sense. Whereas like, yeah, I think Sorare's got like a few layers to it that are maybe at times a bit contradictory to one another, you know, getting angry and getting enjoyment out of it or whatever at the same time. But yeah, it's just much more gamey in that sense, which is pretty good. Sorry, McBride, you got it?
I used to stay up till like 7 a.m. playing like Champ Manager and Football Manager and stuff. And, like, so like it just kind of ticks that box. It's like a kind of throwback type thing, and it's like wee bit like it's a 90s Football Manager type game, like quite, like dare I say it, like it's quite like simplistic as well, if you know what I mean, like and quite sort of outdated graphics and stuff like that. It's not like everything now. Like if you look at Sorare, all the cards and everything all look like magic. They're really good. Everything's going 3D, and but as you look at this and it's just all 2D and stuff, and like I love that kind of retro element of things. Like sometimes like just kind of gives you a bit of a throwback. When you're old, obviously, and you get like grey beard now.
Remember berries?
Aye, but I mean, obviously, if I was to get started now and I was going into something, I would start on MFL. But like, if I was a place I would like to be, obviously with Celtic and everything been on it, I would love to be where I am on Sorare. Does that make sense? Because like, you know, there's nothing better than just like turning up Like I went down, Charlie, we get Newcastle tickets, right? Fucking went down Newcastle and Brighton in like 20 minutes in the game. Me and my brother were down trying to see what the Celtic score was. It's like, sorry, but we're like, honestly, like we were like literally like with no reception. Like what is it? Say, like there was big screens on. Hospitality was magic. You get a pint. My brother went up and he was like, "Can you put the Celtic game on?" And like that's like the whole like your whole passion. So if your club is on Sorare, then that is like just this peak.
That's quality.
You were saying MFL's more gamey. Do you think, like with this new common mode they're doing, do you think they can make it into more of a game?
I think some of these innovations we've seen over the last couple of weeks are quite. I think we spoke about this recently. I'm pretty sure it was you were on, Charlie, when we did it, but it might be somebody else. It's quite Ultimate Team companion appy. You know, like log in every day, get your bronze pack, get your fitness cards for nothing. And that is like, that's kind of like ground level gamification, is like daily, like getting to somebody's pattern where they check it every day before they get on the bus or when they're on their lunch break at work or whatever the thing is. So I think they've definitely got, I think they've definitely got that kind of path laid out a little bit. And I think the fact that everyone seems to know, I've kind of slightly caught a glimpse of it when he's had it on his videos, but it feels like everyone knows Nep's been playing with the common mode and it's got like packs involved and it's maybe similar to something that's happening in NBA that I'm not really too up on.
It seems it's going to be an evolution of what the first common game was. Is kind of what I've grasped from it.
Every time I post my rewards, they can see Common Essence on it, people in my Discord. So they know that I'm playing it as well. But we've been told just to keep quiet about it. But we don't want to ruin the surprise. But
you can just listen for this conversation.
But it is fun so far.
Okay. Yeah, interesting.
Buzz. For sure. So I would expect with us not having a touch of it yet, like getting out there, I don't know when they would plan on dropping it because you can't really do it halfway through MLS.
It seems to be had been pushed back because it was like the Rivals was supposed to be gone and this was supposed to be here. It was kind of what I kind of
Rivals is still open, eh?
Yeah, well, Rivals was supposed to go like a month ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, I suspect they'll start next European season. I don't know anything.
Yeah, that's what I kind of grasped. Someone's
look at Rivals. it's just hidden,
it's right down the bottom.
Hidden in this little corner. Poor guy, man. Yeah. Poor me Rivals.
Yeah, every week people post like their Rivals.
You can still get you can still farm rewards from it. Well, it's just
anything tonight. Maybe no basic box, light box, win streaks.
But you still get cards because I've got people getting cards like every week. Yeah,
bit of a hustle there.
Yeah,
it's a proper zig and a zag, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I would think maybe the common mode is like next European season.
Yeah,
I kind of agree. I think it's probably good to get it really tested and like streamlined properly, and then a big launch start of next European season for Prem and whatnot. But yeah,
maybe run it in the Club World Cup or something like. If it's a common thing, like.
Yeah, Global Cup, World Cup style.
Is the Club Cup World Cup going to be big? I mean, obviously it's big. There's a lot of money
huge
for
prize
it now.
pot, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's just bonkers. The money.
Have you seen what they're doing with the transfer window?
Yeah, they're doing a mini one for it.
Mental, honestly. The way like everyone's just like bending for it's crazy. I think
it's like FIFA want their own Champions League, you know. So like.
It's like
it's not a bad thing, really. It's just the whole kind of capitalistic nature of it. Everyone is kind of minging with, but I'm well buzzing to see like River Plate versus Real Madrid and shit like that when it means something, and because everyone outside of Europe is going to be trying their hardest. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. Yeah, I think it's going to be massive for every non-Europe, and it's just whether I think it will come down to whether the European clubs care. Like we all know, everyone outside of Europe is going to care a lot.
That money makes them care, doesn't
it? That's the thing. I saw a tweet saying, obviously that the prize pool for this is massive. The prize pool for the FA Cup for the winner only gets 3.5 million, where this is like 120 something, is it?
Yeah. I mean, it's big. It's nearly as big, if not bigger, than the Champions League.
I think it's bigger.
Yeah.
I think the winner gets 90 million.
It's
David Beckham will be rubbing his hands. Not that he's going to win it, just the fact that he's in there to earn a bit of money.
He's got fucking Messi. He's got a fair shot at winning it. You know what I mean?
I'm sure they'll
Living
do
the
their
dream.
best to make him win it.
You know the rest will be on
I'd
their
love
side
to
anyway.
see how they can actually fix it so that Inter Miami can win it.
I'll try.
They
We'll
are
try. We'll
absolutely
try.
shite. That's shite. Honestly, I watched our MLS game and I thought they are absolutely shite. There's no way. Like, obviously, with Argentina, like they are like obviously lots of good high level players or whatever, and just like, right, I'll give the ball to Messi, but Miami are fucking awful. Sorry.
On the players they've got like 8 DPs. Like genuinely, like they're obviously not all on DP contract, but they have 8 DP level players, and like honestly,
they bought some great sort of guys in the off season again, like
loads, Allende
and stuff like that,
loads,
from racing. They've got some good players.
They've got like an 18 of like good players, and I don't know what they've just gone for Messi's pal as manager instead of actually getting a fucking proper manager. He's never managed a club before. Like a professional club. His only like management is 21 Argentinas.
They just wanted someone that got on with Messi, didn't they? I mean, that was it, really. Keep Messi happy. That's
There's keeping him happy, but there's no point in keeping him happy when he's injured half the season, isn't it? So
yeah,
he seems to be like struggling. Like they left him out of the Argentinian squad. He's like 30% on for this week. He's been in and out. He had that when everyone was kicking off at Houston about him not being in the squad and stuff.
Well, that was ridiculous, in my opinion, but yeah.
Isn't it? Honestly.
Aye, MLS is mad that way.
Right, chaps. I need to dash. This monkey needs his food, but quite sure. But great to see you all. And
get a banana and just run it and you rub it in your face and stuff. It's good for your skin.
Next year's a total.
That's how I'll arrive on the show next week. See you later, chaps.
The roof tape. Take care, monkey boy. Pleasure. It's good to see him in high spirits as well. But I think like I say, I'm up for it. You know, being good. I think the main problem with the Europeans, like the English teams that are going and all that, is the time of year it is as well. It's just a pure weird one as well. It's like a summer tournament, and the one thing that all the players are moaning about now, especially Man City players, is like the amount of games they're playing and the amount of stuff they have to do.
Well, you know
this
what
is just
players,
like jamming another thing down everyone's throat.
You know what players come back like the following season once they've been to a Euros or a World Cup. This will be 3 out of 4 summers. You'll have like the top players will be playing football, which is just like look at the way Foden or even Gordon or anyone came back this start of this season after a Euros, and they were just miles off it. And I think if the likes of Chelsea, Man City, I can't remember who else is in it, if they play their big players, like I think they will suffer next season. Who is in it from England? I know it's Chelsea and Man City.
I would be surprised if Man United were in it just for this.
Chelsea, Arsenal,
Liverpool, surely.
I don't think Liverpool are in it.
No, I don't think they are.
No, there's weird criteria. Obviously, Chelsea won the Champions League a few years ago, so
the criteria is pick who they want.
Yeah,
that's not pretending it isn't.
The thing is, Charlie, as well. Like that was a great point you made there, because obviously Chelsea left Cole Palmer out the Conference League squad, and obviously I went at that. They didn't get through the games, but they were like with a view to extend the season. So
just Chelsea and City.
So
really.
Yeah, you've got Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, Benfica are there.
Yeah, so honestly, some of the teams, I don't know some of the logos.
River Plate, Inter Miami.
It's another pure weird one.
Canales.
Like Salzburg, yeah. It's like some sort of, yes, we've developed all the best players in the world.
Yeah, but are people going to watch this before the semi-final? Because like the group stage is like a non-event completely.
I think the problem's going to be we'll love this, but like we will love this, but the general public will be like, yeah, it's sunny outside. Get the fucking TV off. We're away out. Go to the beach. Get a fish supper order.
What time are they? Like this is in America. What time is it? If it's MLS time, no one's staying up past 1 o'clock to watch this. I mean,
fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, so some of the group.
I don't know why, but I thought it was in Saudi. Is that in America?
It feels like Saudi. I think it's in America.
Miami.
Isn't it?
Is it? Yeah, Miami,
It's
of
in
course.
America. The first game's in Miami, I think.
Thought it would be.
And is this only every 4 years, Charlie? I think it was you that said that.
Yes.
I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't. You said there were the
I heard
windows. I
that.
didn't realise that. I thought it was
wasn't
going to be every
aware,
year.
but yeah. Well, no, I think it's every 4 years. I heard it was every 4 years. I mean, can't do it every year because you've got like Euros and stuff. So.
'Cause I thought that's what they were trying to. I thought they were trying to do like a yearly thing, and I also thought that was part of the reason this year was just so wacky that they just went for the first year. We're just going to do it this way, and then after this year, because they tried to say like historic winners of stuff and give them points for it. So I thought, well, okay, if it's the first one ever, you maybe want to try and include some people before you go. Right, who won the shit last year, and just make it a bit more.
Get Celtic
Name
in. Get Celtic in. 15 million for turning up. Get them in. Come on, let's go. Yes, we'll go. We're all going to America. Yes.
The boys are off to Mount Rushmore.
I mean, you would, wouldn't you? Right? Like, you would. Like, definitely would. Because, like, the thing is, Quinny, right? We all go to America for a pre-season tour. And then it's like, there's money involved and it's all the big clubs and stuff. And, like,
Yeah, but that's a pre-season. You kind of need to do a pre-season.
I was going to say as well, it's like low pressure, so you can train, you can rotate, you can fuck about.
Like you've got to do a pre-season no matter what. So whether you do it in Barnsley or whether you do it in America, kind of makes no difference.
sack off this shite Nations League shite. Like, that's just, like fucking rubbish, man. Like,
Again, I don't really mind Nations League. It's better than friendlies. It's better than friendlies.
That's the biggest compliment you can give it. Is better than friendly.
Yeah,
like it's
just organised friendlies.
yeah. Come on, honestly, like
Yeah, I mean, everyone sort of forgets friendlies. Friendlies were pointless.
I think what
and often
they should,
super shit.
what they should do with international stuff is like actually like condense it into a certain period. So like you get like start of the season, you're a month in, there's a break. You're like, fuck's sake, we just started. You're in our month, there's another break. Like just like have like a kind of like a couple of weeks and say like this is the international competition. And then just like, because international managers are always saying, like, we don't get any time with the players or whatever. You know, they'll turn up, Japanese or whatever, they transfer over, go away over like 20-hour flight, arrive 1 day's training, playing a game, then they're flying back. Like, just actually like kind of like have like a break where you say, right, this is what we're going to do, and then this is the qualifying stuff, and then we'll have the summer stuff or whatever. But you've got to actually build in some downtime there for the top players, because like the products, like, you know, like honestly, see with the EPL, some of the games I used to watch them now. There's so much football on the TV. It's just like that's just fucking. Do I really want to watch? Sorry, Charlie, Newcastle against Bournemouth. Like probably a good game of football, right? But I'm just not interested in it because there's like, so many games every single day and stuff like that, and you're just like, nah.
Yeah, a bit of overkill. I get that.
Well, I would disagree with that, obviously, but
yeah, no, but like, it's like Charlie, like you're not going to
Bournemouth or whatever.
Yeah, like Charlie, you're not going to tune in to watch like Alaves, Villarreal, you know, or Mönchengladbach, Bremen, you know, or maybe Gladbach, Bremen might be halfway okay, but you know what I mean. Like, it's the same thing. McBride's just thrown,
I know,
just thrown down at England. That's all.
No, but like, there's so much like top level kind of sport on, like obviously on a Thursday night I watch the darts, like, so it's like Rangers in the Europa League darts, I'm going to watch the darts. Rangers are getting beat, I'll turn it over to Rangers score, turn it back off, like you'd like but that's what happens, right? But like there's lots and lots of like top level sport and stuff going on, and like you just like you do need some sort of like natural like wee breaks, I think, like, you know, like having a sort of winter break or whatever, maybe not Christmas or whatever because that's like a big spell for UK, but like having a wee week off, like a week and a half, just give the players a bit of a break.
That's what I was going to say is with the I've lost it here with the I've lost it. One of the comments reminded me of it.
Can you repeat that point?
It was something you were talking about, and then one of the comments reminded me, and I was like, oh yeah, and then I've forgotten again. Something we were literally just talking about. Oh yeah, this one here. What you said, McBride, is Arsene Wenger's idea for the international windows. Like, just to, instead of having like 2 or 3 of them a year, just have one and make it like November. And it's just international month. Get used to it, kind of thing. So yeah, you and Wenger are drinking the same tea, I'd say, on that one.
I doubt he is, actually, to be fair.
No, maybe not the night. No, maybe it is. Big Arsene's
Never
he's behind the desk these days, doesn't he? Go on the training pitch, and do anything.
Yeah.
He's probably on the martinis tonight, I know.
That's true. That's true.
And I was just going to ask as well, Charlie, is this the first time we've been on since you've won the cup?
I believe it is, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Buzzing? Well done, mate.
Yeah, yeah. The parade's tomorrow, so I'm going to that tomorrow. Should be good.
Ooh,
Nice.
that'll be good fun. Oh, that'll be riots, by the way. Like, in a good way, like, the whole place will be turned out for it.
Yeah, it should be good.
Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing the footage of that, actually. That's tomorrow, Saturday.
Yeah, they're showing it on Sky Sports, some of it, or something like that. Sky Sports News or something like that. They're showing some of it, so yeah, it should be good.
That was one of the things, like, seeing I started watching football, it was like, you know the years better than me, but it was like 98, 99, or 97, 98, and like Newcastle got to 2 finals. It was it 2 in a row, or was it 2 over 3?
I think it was, it was either 2 in a row or 2 over like 3.
Yeah.
And it was Arsenal and Man United, I think.
Aye, and like up here, everyone wanted Newcastle to win both of them, and you end up watching them both, and it's like, after the first one, you're like, right, they're winning it this time, and so it's long overdue. Obviously for you guys, it's been a painful one, but some buzz. I watched the game as well, by the way. Liverpool were well beaten.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, we were great.
It's a good victory.
Yeah, Newcastle played really well in him.
Yeah,
So did Isak not score before the second goal, and then get like VR'd or something? Or...
Yeah, I think it was onside, to be honest. But yeah.
That was a contentious one, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. But it was a good game. And I was going to ask you as well, Charlie boy, Trent to Madrid. You've won 2 Trents this year, or you've won 2 Trents in general. How are you feeling now?
Sell them all over again.
Sell them all over again. No, fair enough.
Of course. It doesn't matter whether they're current or moved on. There's no Scousers in my club.
Fair enough. Fair enough. No Scousers allowed. And yeah, Hammers, you might not be too right, by the way. I think there is repercussions for doing so. But
I think they would refuse call-ups to these silly post-season tours of Australia and whatnot rather than internationals. But yeah, I kind of do get the sentiment that they need a rest.
And I do think someone else made the point as well. We might put it on screen already, but you'll just see the squads get bigger, especially if it is like City and Chelsea or whatever. Like, their squads are fucking massive anyway, So, but you'll just, that trend that we've seen of like, because the way it went, like when you remember like peak Real Barca, Pep and Jose kind of era, Bale and Benzema, Ronaldo and Messi, Alexis Sanchez and Neymar, and then into Suarez and whatever, is it was like best 11 times where like the best teams had the best players on the pitch, and if you had a good bench, that was great, but it wasn't really the thing. And over the last 5 years, it's been like, you need a bench. Like, you need to rotate. You need to have at least 5 guys that can score goals like all the time for the front. We're talking about like top end Prem, Champions League level teams, so on and so forth. And it feels like now it's just like that's still there, but maybe with the increase in the fixtures that we've seen over the last, I'd say maybe 2 years, obviously the Champions League group stage now, I think it has more matches generally in it, is that kind of squad requirement is just going further down, which is kind of a good thing, I think, for some players, in a way, like some of those ones that would have made it to big teams but maybe wouldn't have never had the minutes, because there's been plenty of those guys over the years and then end up transferring away. But squads. Bane. Did you play a Bane this weekend for insurance?
Nah. It's been all in. I was annoyed as well because in Super Early I was trying to get a Sinisalo, but there's only 3 minted, so like, and it's like,
I bet they were asking for a couple pennies off them.
No, it didn't even put one out. Like, Sorare
But yeah, that sorry on that comment, that it's more Liverpool. I don't mind Evan. Don't mind Evan. I like Evan.
Sorry.
No,
You don't get instant buy in Europe or anything, so like there was no Senegal supers, so maybe it'll do me a favour. I don't know.
How long's he out for? I saw yesterday, still not known sort of thing. Is it?
Still not known. Press conference today didn't reveal anything.
Maybe back this season.
All because you bought another one.
You say that, but I also found out that Sorare Contender also recently bought one,
Ooh.
and someone else recently bought a second. So
This is what happened.
I think it was like a compounding effect
Yeah.
of like so many people were like, right, okay, I'll get another one, or okay, I'll get one, and it just came, broke his elbow, popped it out of his socket.
It's brutal, isn't it?
That was a bad one. So
I hope it's not too bad, and he's like maybe out for a month or something, but. Yeah, the reports don't sound amazing. The Denmark manager said he'll be back for the September internationals, and that's like the next time they play internationals or something. That's probably the only thing. I know, but that's the only thing he cares about. Is like, it'll be fine for them.
That's a weird thing to say, isn't it?
I know. It's okay. He'll be back in a year's time. Yeah, he's not. He's only broken his leg twice.
It'll be fine for the next time I need him. It's kind of, I guess, the point. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a weird one. That.
I don't think it was that revealing or that damning in the grand scheme of things. Overall, but fair enough. O'Reilly back next season and Kyogo the season after. I doubt it. Matt O'Reilly's had like an injury. Like you remember, like his debut was like in the FA Cup against like Portsmouth or something, and somebody like snapped him. So that's just like fucked him this year, hasn't it? Like,
yeah, he's not really came back from that, has he? He's been like in and out since that. He's not even like barely started the game.
Yeah,
it's tough. Because he's looked alright when he's played, hasn't he?
Scoring against Man City. Maybe did they beat Man City that day? Actually, I think it was.
I think
they
it
beat
was
City
just after he came back. He came on and scored or something, didn't he? Yeah.
So I don't think O'Reilly's not even got started yet in the Prem. So I wouldn't be writing them off.
Yeah.
Kyogo, I've already said no to that. I did I don't know if you've seen it, McBride, but I did a France scouting video on Celtics here. And I'd rather have Junya Ito than Kyogo if we're taking a Japanese striker out of Japan. He's older. He'll probably be a wee bit cheaper, and he's one of Dyson's good pals. So cheaper, Dyson's pal. He'll pass to Dyson. That's kind of what I'm getting at there.
He's been getting a game for Japan ahead of.
He gets a game for Japan over Kyogo and Dyson all the time, so he must be fucking better.
I bet you wish he took that offer from City.
If it was real.
Yeah, good point.
You never know though. Like you never know. Like obviously, remember that like the Atlanta thing, Quinny. Like they posted the thing, and you're like, and you're like, well, and then all of a sudden, all right, he's away around. So
Crawley Town it was. I think I think with the links, like I do think like maybe it was on City's like list of 10 or list of 5. But I don't think they phoned up Celtic and went, our bid is 7 million, and the Celtic went no. Like, I don't think that happened,
Yeah, because they literally just needed like a body in case Haaland got injured. They didn't need him to like come on and do any like. Yeah.
They didn't even sign anyone.
Yeah.
Any description, like they actually bought no one.
Yeah.
So I could have seen them being interested for that bench fodder,
Yeah.
Do
And
you think City were like just kind of riding out that thing with the charges or whatever? It was like, all right, we can't spend until we know if we're going to get charged or not. And then it was like there was a corner turned. It was like, right, we're buying him. And it was like, yeah, we know we're not going to get fucked here. So
after the January window, the three signings: Marmoush, Reese, and Kusanov.
Yeah.
There's somebody else maybe actually.
You went to it was all like 40, 50, 60 million.
It's the Man City way, mate.
They got
50 million players everywhere.
Juma Bar as well. I went on loan to Lons. Juma Bar.
Yeah, there was another one.
Yeah. They always do good business, don't they? To be fair.
Right. Like Rodri was like 40, 50 million. Like that's just what City do. It's just 40, 50, 60 million. Boom, boom. Marmoush was maybe 70.
I don't think there's any value in players 100 mil. I really don't.
No.
Like I see loads of stuff on Twitter saying like name a £100 million player, bar and Mbappe that's been successful. Well, we didn't pay that for them.
Oh, sorry.
No, but like I mean, like once someone's bought them, like Grealish, like on it's You just list off loads that are just Christ, honestly.
Grealish being a £100 million player is wild at this point
Yeah,
in the
it's
game,
just-
isn't it? Like, it's just not happened.
Not even nearly.
I seen another little kind of whisper of a rumor that De Bruyne's talking to San Diego. Like, I seen that posted somewhere recently, and I thought, ooh,
Yeah, that's kind of been like floating
it's been
around
there
for
for a
like
bit.
6 months, hasn't it? Yeah. I think it makes sense, to be honest. I really
He's
do.
still class, isn't he? But he's not like Man City class.
Yeah. It's whether they take him missing half the games is the issue, or could be the issue.
If they could get somebody to like really work the load with him, like, you know, it could be a lot better. It's just that they, especially with no Rodri, like, and Foden being pish, like he's just had
Yeah.
everything to do and he's not got everything to give. I don't think anymore.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
He's not started a lot recently, though.
He,
He was
I
injured,
don't think it's even a. Yeah, he's just not really playing.
Yeah.
He's been on the bench though. It's like so. He's been available. Like
Yeah, I think he's genuinely just like not in the best 11 currently, which is
Yeah.
seems just mental. But
even Phil Foden, like has been fucking uber shy, but
yeah,
like it's like the guy who's like he was like banging. He was at really high levels and then just done nothing for ages. It's not just him, I suppose. Like obviously Cole Palmer's been maybe a wee bit unlucky this season. I was looking at some of his stats and like he had like, you know, probably 16, 17 like big chances created and like obviously Jackson had fucked the whole thing or whatever, you know, like but like he was kind of a wee bit unlucky in terms of getting like assists, but
yeah, you would maybe say it's just a kind of a return to the mean. Maybe like obviously he seems to have kind of overperformed for like what a year. Maybe this is him slightly underperforming, and he'll probably return to some kind of average of the both. Hopefully next season for him.
Fair play. How much was Bellingham to Real Madrid from Borussia Dortmund? That Real Madrid don't really spend 100 millions and stuff like that. They're kind of like an 80 team, aren't they?
Yeah, I'll have a look.
was he not like about 20 or 30 million to Dortmund?
£88 million.
Yeah, it was
88.
quite expensive.
That seems quite good value.
Oh, for yeah.
In today's
time.
market, Jesus. Yeah.
Well, at his age, like
Yeah.
like
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how young he is. Like, it's just mental.
Aye. What do you think? Trying to work out well at Real Madrid, SO5 wise especially? Could he be prime Kimmich essentially?
I'll be honest. It's not. I don't rate him, but I don't think he's a. I just think he's completely useless defensively. I think.
La Liga's tough, innit?
Yeah,
like-
I saw. I think I was watching the overlap, and they were kind of saying he's competing with Vasquez and Valverde. Like, he doesn't. If he's not on it, he's not going to just. He's not just going to start every game because he's. You know what I mean? Because if he's Trent, like I think, yeah, I think he's going to struggle. I don't think he'll be what people think he's going to be personally. Where he's just going to be like Liverpool better, and just smashing an assists every game. I think he could be, and he will be that at times, but.
I think they need a right back. Like, obviously, Carvajal's been injured, right? So, I think the big thing for SO5 wise will be like, will he get some sets?
Yeah.
Obviously, Rodrigo takes sets, and then when he's off, like Modric takes sets, and then before that was Toni Kroos. So, if he goes in there and he gets sets, then like in Sorare wise, it'll be fucking amazing. But see if he doesn't, like the Real Madrid don't keep many clean sheets, so like the defense is like I picked Starfelt before. The whole Real Madrid defense was like, yes, I'm going to plug in Starfelt. So like it's kind of a wee bit dependent on what happens with that. I like Valverde's been sort of plugging in, and Vasquez is a bit of a like converted winger as well, you know. So he's
Carvajal as well. Obviously, he's come back from an ACL injury, but I think Gary Neville was saying if you're taking one guy,
You think
as a right back, you could take Carvajal on you realistically.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
But then it's a big sign, isn't it? Like,
that's the thing. It's like
I think if Ancelotti's still there, I'm just thinking as we're talking, Ancelotti was Cafu's manager. You know, legendary Cafu, AC Milan Cafu. So I don't know if he's getting. I don't know. If someone could get Trent to work in that kind of team, you are just going to Cafu him. You're just going to say fucking right wing. Don't forget right back. You know,
that's the thing. It's whether he's dealt with. It's whether he has to take on the responsibility to defend. If he doesn't have, if he's not going to have to defend, he's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it's like you're adding a leaky defender into a slightly leaky defense, which could prove problematic. But yeah, I think in general he will be good. SO5 wise.
There's been linked to someone else pretty good as well at centre back. I can't remember who it was. It wasn't Inacio. It might be Inacio, but I don't think it was. But it was somebody like that, who was like really good. But
is it Madrid? Hearing about Dean Howson, was it?
Howson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like.
So him with Rudiger, that could be fun.
Yeah, he's really good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I remember someone complaining about winning a Super a while ago. Yeah, I'm not sure they'll be doing the same now.
I think that guy lost a battle to the death. He lost a death match this week.
Oh well, I won Hyun for a tier 2 contender. I still don't know who he is, so
Cool.
At least one Safanov.
oh no. Oh, you can't win Safanov, and I'm just going to play contender. I'm just going to avoid champion because then I can't win Safanov. Like, so actually, I don't know if you watched it, Quinny. You probably didn't because I know you're busy and stuff. I won like the MLS. It was like the star thing. I was like,
yeah,
at least Safanov's not in the pool. Like, fucking. Like,
Is that this week?
I know there's no Safanov. No, it was last week. Aye, last week.
Who was it again?
I won Shiberko.
Yeah,
Nice.
he scores well, but I noticed when he
definitely
was like
missed
that pool was like deep. I've never seen a star pool that deep. Like it was massive for Super Air star pool. Honestly, I've never seen. Yeah,
I think like I don't know if it was just in my mind because I won him, but I think when I looked at it, and then when actually I looked at it in the video when I won it, they had made it deeper. I don't know. Like it might just be in my mind. I don't want to accuse Sorare stuff, but like
they often do move the pools around close to the deadline. To be fair,
the week before I won a tier 1, which was a good result as well. I got Zaha, which was good, and then I won him. But like, actually, Zaha was.
You'd rather have Zaha, 100%.
Zaha was worth more, and even if you look at the sales, like limited, rare, super rare, Zaha was actually selling for more. So it's like come on, like I mean, you can't always win Messi, but you win a star rare, like star super rare. Sorry, so
yeah, I think the pool was just way too deep. Like it was absolutely massive.
I'll check that out. I did miss it. Apologies.
Right, that's me. I'm in the halfway, Quinny. Quinny's a prick. See you later. No, we can, man.
Schmeckel's a good pool, but well done on that. In any case.
Well, actually, like his scores are really good.
Yeah,
so
he's wild, mate.
Kind of like, I mean, like when I looked at it, it was like, when you watch a video, I was quite like disappointed and stuff like. But he's a good option. The other thing is,
he's the best defender, mate, by a mile. I watched Columbus like 2 weeks ago.
I was thinking about like selling on, like if you get like a Kalina or Messi or whatever, you could just sell it on. Whereas like I'm not really what you spend like a couple of grand to play in season. So
yeah, fair.
Hang on, got a 7-year-old shouting at me. So
I understand that for sure. I mean, you're Charlie, living that budget life. I see you dropped a video earlier today as well, by the way, so I'll be checking that out once I've got time to catch up with stuff as well. But how are you looking for this weekend? How are you feeling?
Yeah, I was going to say I'm pretty confident. I'm not massively confident. Obviously, the majority of my MLS contingent is Charlotte, and they're away to the Rapids, which I kind of didn't know how to feel about that game because obviously it's away from home. They're kind of good, but not
Harry was
great.
scolding them. I was listening to Harry earlier in the week. He was not too happy with the old Rapids.
Yeah, they're kind of like not great, and obviously Charlotte they're in a really good moment at the minute. Yeah, I'm kind of hopeful. Now I've got like San Diego. I've got they've got a decent game at home, but it's obviously LAFC who are good. So it's kind of both the main teams I've got are in like reasonably tricky but all right fixtures. But yeah, I'm kind of hopeful. I just want to get on the board for one of the streaks. To be honest, like I was really close last week. I'll see what it was. I was like 6 points off in limited. I don't play limited hot streaks, but I had Dane Sinclair's backup as like a in season.
Mm-hmm.
So I had him and I was like 6 points off in limited and I was like 10 points off in rare. Just a bit annoying. But yeah, I just want to get on the board for one of them. It's just annoying.
Fingers crossed, mate. I'm hoping to get on the board this week as well with mine. I'm not much more confident than I normally am because it's all budget guys and kind of just trying to get them to throw together. But hey, fingers crossed. Hopefully we get on it. Where have we got to get one of these badges? We got 3 weeks to do it.
I think what did Monkey say? It was like 6 or 8 or
4 weeks.
like that. No, it's longer than that.
Oh, is it?
Like 6 or 8 game weeks of like MLS.
That's how long we've got.
Got hope. Yeah, I think if I'm not on number 1 by like 3 weeks time, I'm gonna be a bit worried.
Yeah, likewise. I was thinking I was going to weighing mine up. I was like, I should be sniffing it by now, but I've not really got there. But NYC haven't been scoring, although I've been watching all their games. They've done pretty good.
Lie. Who they're playing this week? I've played someone against them. I know they're pretty
Atlanta.
Bad. Yeah, I've played Atlanta players and like knowing they're like in a good spot.
Yeah. Thoughts on the badges? I kind of like what they're doing with this, right? Because one of the things I've kind of, again, maybe I was a wee bit of background chat when I was up happy with All-Star leaving when I spoke to Sorare, and it also was something that kind of came out in a video recently when I was talking about like having like a World Cup of Sorare kind of thing. But with these badges, like I think that's kind of opens the door to like a Sorare Club World Cup or a Sorare Champions League where, like, see next European season, they could do it with the hot streaks, they could do it with podiums in D1, podiums in any division, rare, limited, whatever, but they could do badges next season for like some sort of like mid-season, end-of-season tournament with these badges and entry into different comps and stuff. So I really like it as like a new beginning of something, a new kind of way to enter exclusive tournaments because of earning stuff in the game.
Yeah,
so I really like it a lot.
It's like I like the concept of the Super Clash, but it's like the Super Clash is just way too restrictive in my opinion. Like it's just, unless you're like already built into a full collection of one of the teams, you're not going to try and build into it. You're either you're not kind of thing. I kind of think. Because I think this is a really good way it kind of makes competitions more exclusive. And yeah, I think it's good. Are any use capable of the new collection ones? Was it Prem and is it Bundesliga? Prem and Bundesliga?
I'm not. I don't think so. I did look at them, but I've forgotten what they are now.
I don't know if it's current club. I'm thinking you might be in one of the Bundesliga ones, maybe for Leipzig or something like that.
Oh, really?
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, do you mean the special weekly ones?
Yeah. Well, it's the same as they're doing with La Liga, but they're doing it for jerseys this time.
I might look into it. I've kind of done. I seen it came out. I didn't really think about it too much beyond just reading the announcement at the time. But I might give it a shot, especially with jerseys. It's always a good thing to win.
Yeah,
and it's a team signed jersey as well. So it's like if you win from Leipzig, you get Leipzig shirts. That's the way it read anyway.
If it's not that, so yeah, it'll be. But yeah, that's the way I read it. Yeah.
What do you think of the badges, McBride?
Hats, scarves, and badges. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a fun thing. The jersey mints and stuff have been quite late in the season. Obviously, like for like MLS and stuff, it's okay, but like the European ones, like it's just been really late in the season. There's like a Saka jersey mint super rare is out.
It's like they forgot.
It's the end of the season.
Yeah. It's like they forgot. It's mental.
It's like it's too late. So obviously a lot of things just now. The link isn't like a lot of stuff we're doing just now. Like obviously can be brought over to next season. So like you can start it like straight away. So that's my 4 now. Strasbourg, yeah.
Yep.
Cherky scored. No, it's 2-1.
2-0 Strasbourg.
No, I think it's 2-1.
You're on for a good stack if you've got the Strasbourg stack.
No, it's 2-1.
Oh, 2-1.
Let's
I'm
hope
on
it's
so
Cherky
much
time. He's on 51 now without a decisive. Come on, Cherky boy.
We do
Wee
that.
Barco, by the way, is the cheat code.
It's Talise,
Yeah, that's.
I think.
So you're looking at his scores. He's impressive, isn't it?
Centre mid. Aye, he's
Yeah.
rocking it, man.
Yeah, big time.
Little bull terrier is what I imagine. He's a wee fullback, you know, isn't he?
Getting on
Yeah.
this.
Just running around in there, biting ankles, slide tackling people and stuff.
Tolisso with the
Strasbourg
goal.
have been really good, haven't they? Like
Tolisso with the goal. No assist in yet.
That Petrovic is getting touted up to be Chelsea's keeper next season. Bring
Interesting.
them
No,
back
fair
on
play
loan.
to him.
After
MLS, he was a good shot stopper, no two ways about it. I thought he was very good in MLS. I liked him.
But
I've not seen him in France.
They've got like this roster of keepers, like similar to like a Red
10 of
Bull
them,
in
man.
Formula One, where they've got like 4 guys who are like all really average, and they're just kind of bringing the best one at the time up and then chucking them down, and then
Yeah,
it's just a bit of a mess.
can pick one. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, Petrovic seems to be the hot topic at the moment. So yeah,
Fair. Don't think we're going to get an assist come through here for Tolisso. Not yet, anyway.
Tolisso scored. Oh, like for his goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
What does it say? Header from the left side of the box. It said
Cherky loves to cross.
Cherky had an attempt save, and then straight after that, he scored. Tolisso scored the header, so maybe it was off the save or something like that.
Let's hope Cherky's not been robbed. Got a Cherky for decisive XP tonight, and he's obviously captain somewhere.
Yeah,
Even if he gets to a 60, by the way, that's the beauty of a guy like Cherky.
Yeah.
Is
isn't it?
yeah, I mean, they're kind of, you're not dead, you know.
Do you think he ever makes a step up?
That's weird, isn't it? So weird.
It seems,
I don't think that. I really hope he doesn't go to the Premier League, and I don't know if I want him to go to like Germany.
I was going to say, it seems like he's kind of destined to fail if he makes a step up. He's kind of good where he's at, if you know what I mean. Where he's kind of like, if he goes to a PSG or a Bayern or a Dortmund or I don't know. I don't think he'll do it in the Premier League. I don't know.
Dortmund could be all right.
Dortmund maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of the only place he'd sail, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Would I want him going to Italy? Not particularly.
Yeah.
Spain, he'll just get kicked to fuck. And who would he play for in Spain anyway? The big three, he's probably not getting a game for any of them.
Yeah.
And then at that point, what's the point in leaving Leon? It's kind of what happened to Depay, wasn't it? Like Depay
Yeah.
was like, I'm leaving Leon to go somewhere better, and it's kind of like, you're not really ready for better, or you're not really got better in you, pal, but for one reason or another, you know, despite that you're way too good for this team that you're at. It's kind of like, you're not really going to cut it at these other teams. It's a weird one.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I just don't see the Premier League working out well for him. Maybe maybe in a year or two. Like, and I know he's been around the professional game for like over half a decade at this
Seems like
point.
forever, doesn't it? And he's only like, what,
Yeah.
21 or something like that, is he?
But there
Yeah,
must be
21.
some reason why everyone's, you know, like these guys get snapped up. Like Desiree Doué, boom. You know, Barcola, boom. You know, even Victor Roque, you know, like wonder kids get bought.
Yeah.
Cherky's not a secret. You know what I mean? He's the most publicised wonder kid for the last 6 years.
So there is
So
too
weird.
Maybe he's like too much of like a maverick to the point where he's
too cool.
he's not going to be able to fit into a system. You just kind of got to let him be the guy, and he's like, he is that guy at Leon sort of thing. So maybe that just works for him.
A replacement for Dybala. That sounds like a Roma fan. Ooh, interesting. I don't know how that doesn't excite me. Roma, sorry.
He's a bit of a luxury player, isn't he? Like,
Yeah.
he's not like he's not athletic. You know, it's like, okay, he's like really good at certain stuff, but what our team's looking for, you know, like I mean, it'd been hyped for 5 years, but like maybe Quinny we came on Sorare like 5 years ago. I've got the card that says Mathis, and he was like 15, 16 at a time. So he's still so young. Like people think like, he's been around forever, but he's still like 21 or something. Like, what age is he? Like he's only
21. 21. Yeah.
21.
Yeah, you see,
That is insane for a 21-year-old.
yeah. You
Look
see,
at that, man.
people say he's got like an attitude problem, and then I think I saw Genesis say he didn't have an attitude problem, but
See if I was I know Yamal's only 17.
yeah.
See if I was Yamal, everybody would be like going absolutely nuts.
It's French league as well. You'd think PSG would have had him bought years ago, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like they did with someone like Barcola and Doué. And it's just weird one, definitely.
They might in the summer though. But like PSG are like
Does he get in the team?
that game against like
PSG, nah.
Liverpool, like the two games, like
I think they're the best team in the world currently.
Nah,
a
they're
really
fine.
elite, really a proper elite team.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a wee touch rude, sorry, boys, but I've got a wee game starting, so I'm just going to pop it on
nice.
the side here.
Yes, the MFL. Come on.
It's snowing.
We're here for this.
Like they were brilliant the first half of the season, and then they bring in Kvara, and Kvara was like lights out against Liverpool on both legs. It's just like I don't see anyone stopping them, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'd love Celtic to spend their whole transfer budget on him.
On Turkey,
30 million quid, no bother, man. Bring him to the
I'm
Champions
not,
League,
I'm
sell
not
him
sure
for
you
50.
fancy Scotland.
Mate, he would tear it up, honestly.
Oh, it would be, yeah, you would generally get 100 every week, you'd think.
It's a senior.
Yeah, better.
And aye, stick him in the Champions League. He's been playing Europa League too long. We'll get him sold to a big team.
Yeah, some at Brighton or Palace.
Something Brighton. Oy. Snowy conditions here for Barcelona.
Yeah.
NASA. Oh. Some guy in it.
Some guy.
I've heard some links away. What's been said on my Twitter page, links away for NASA.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Any truth?
I don't know. We'll see what happens. Probably not, to be honest with you. I'm often toying out with trying to maximise him, just to try and get that up a level. I'm still kind of half toying with the fact of maybe kicking him out for the second half of the season, but
I think
scored like 5 goals now in 2 games, and I'm like,
I think someone said it on one of the live streams. It would be kind of fun if you sold him and bought a club. You know what I mean? But that's obviously a big step. So
aye.
that would be kind of
cool. I kind of brought that up as well. I thought if I did sell him, like I'd call it like the Nasser Academy or something. So that would be quite cool. Yeah. But it's just because I don't know. It's just he's my guy. You know.
Did you buy him or did you pack him?
It's like a referral.
Yeah,
pack
like yours.
card.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
So there's the snap part of it as well.
Yeah.
It makes it a bit hard. It's just like he's my guy. But looking at him over 4 seasons, not progressing a jot is kind of painful.
Yeah.
Oh. Tough conditions here. I'm playing like one of the bottom teams, so I kind of want the goals to start flowing in.
Can you put the stats up, Quinny? How's it going? Yeah, it's quite even there.
Even.
Playing 4-1-2-1-2 against 4-1-2-1-2. Aye.
He's went right mid, left mid, but I'm centre mids. 72 defence, 71 mid, 73 attack.
Aye, so it's going to be quite close then.
76, 73, 81 for me.
Yeah. Not very much in that. Like.
No, I hope there is. I hope there's a lot in it for me.
Wake me up when it's finished.
Last Friday we put this on, I think it was me and Nep, and I drew 0-0. Never had a 0-0 draw ever. Can you believe it?
I've got a game in 2 minutes, Quinny. Doubling a run, so.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, for sure.
Wait now.
You put this team away, boys. Come on. Need to get 3 points here. No excuses.
Who's the manager here? Gordon Strachan. Craig Levine.
Ooh. Yeah, Barcelona boys don't do well in the snow, it looks like. This is tough. Tough. Are you playing a guy that's playing no striker, McBride?
A 4-6-0. Nah, mate.
Uh-oh.
Nah, mine's not started yet, so get a minute.
Oh no! Did you see that? What a goal from that guy's team, by the way. What a goal. Oh, I'm raging. Oh no. What a goal that was. Good big pass, still possession, and then the striker just took his time and absolutely nailed it in the inside of the post. Oh no, they're attacking again. What's going on, Barcelona? Come on, boys. You need to get out the fog.
So you went to Strasbourg?
3-1, wow. No, not so bad now, Mikey boy. You can say that again. We'll get back in it.
No, yeah.
We'll get back in it. Come on, boys.
Come
Come on, that's it. That's it. The goal machine. The goal machine. He's chasing the golden boot, by the way. He's now, before this game, he was level on with 2 other guys on 8 goals. So he's chasing down a wee golden boot as well. It's so hard to part with him. It's always a reason to keep him. Oh, look! Oh. Back in control, back in the driver's seat. Barco assist for Strasbourg. Oof. Barco must be pushing a ton.
No, he's lost a lot of his points because he was on a clean sheet.
Was he?
Yeah.
Right, boys, no messing about here. Final 20. We've got the points. We need to get out of here in one piece now. No nonsense. I've had 2 red cards this season. None of that today. I don't think I've had anyone booked yet, actually. That's good. That guy. Oh, Bodlinenko's on one. Ooh, 10 minutes to go. 2-1. I'm joint points as well with second before coming into this. Second was like a couple of points ahead of me. Last night he must have lost or drawn or something. I won. And we're level on points before today. Oh, thank God he missed. So it looked like the top 2 teams, McBride, I don't know if you've seen any of my MFL stuff this year, but the top 2 teams are like on the rankings guy. You know that rankings page everyone looks at?
Yeah.
The top 2 teams in my league should be way ahead. The top team kind of is looking that way, but the second team, I might be able to pull them into the dirt, into the fight with me and all the other teams that are kind of wrestling on the same points, essentially. So Iron could be up for grabs this year. Hanker the tanker. Steffens, my wee guy. He keeps on going. He keeps on going. He's 6 foot, he's German, McBride, and he's rapid from attacking mid.
Nice.
Last year, he spent in the development centre brewing, raging at me for sending him there. I'll show that guy. I'll show that guy, Quinny.
Oh, red card.
Red card for him? Oh,
Yeah.
come on. Nasser, score here just for
Lost
the
his
fun.
head.
Yeah.
Lost his head. Lost his head. Big Steffens has been in his ear all game. And now he's snapped. Ooh.
Yeah, 3-1 Leverkusen. Palacios 100. Off the bench.
I think this one, Boyson, where you could build stands. I think this was LMA Manager, or I think it was LMA Manager. You could build your stands and all that in it. And I think that was the one as well where it was like the first one where you got like a dummy match of the day experience with it, where like you'd get like quizzed on the telly, like with the highlights and stuff like that, and it'd be like very like one-dimensional PS1, like, you know, a bit of text comes up and then you get an option of like 3 things to say back, and it does not matter what you say, you know, like it's just a wee bit of back and forth. But LMA Manager, I'm sure that was, mate. Barcelona, the winners. Yeehaw. McBride, have you got a game you want to show us? Look at Hanka.
It's like 50 minutes in, so...
Oh, you already started it? I thought you'd paused it for us.
You can't
Couldn't
pause
hold
it, it's
yourself.
live. So,
Ah, you can. You can still pause
can
it.
you?
Ah, just see that pause button.
I've paused it. 1-0 down.
Share the screen. Go on.
Where are you in the league now? Still third.
Still level on points, and I'm 1 point off the top now.
Wow. Yeah,
The
you were
Heat has dropped
projected.
some points.
You were projected like nowhere near it, weren't you?
Projected 6th, I think.
Wow. Nice.
Tactics, Charlie boy.
Yeah.
UEFA badge coming in big time now.
Yeah, they don't take that into consideration when they do the predictions. When they count at 4.
Yeah, balls.
LMA fanboys in the chat as well. Love that. LMA was a good one.
Yeah.
I remember
Technology's not
correctly.
working here, Quinny.
What's that again, buddy?
It's not working.
Oh,
Try to find the tab. Now.
if the game's on, what's the club name again? I may be able to find it here.
Yeah, but paused it.
But what's the club name? I know it's Dublin, but what's is it?
Dublin.
It's maybe not here on the homepage. I thought it might have been. McBride Ace's screen joined. There we go. Brrrr, into the Matrix. Brrrr.
That's almost what happens. I do it fucking. Yeah.
That one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're losing, McBee.
Yeah.
Well, you want a good
4-4-2's
streak
got
as well. 5 unbeaten.
Oh yeah, well done, Dublin.
One in Dublin.
Won the Dublin.
This is the Irish Derby.
Oh, so it is. Cobb. Mariners. What do you think, McBride? Is this a shock to you? Were you coming into this game expecting to pump him or what?
It's first against second, so
Is it?
Ooh.
yeah,
Were you first or was he?
yeah, yeah. But he's got a good team, so I think actually he's probably went to the sort of 2 defensive mids to counteract the attacking. So I'll take a draw now. Obviously,
I was going to say you could do with just picking up a point, couldn't you? Really, not letting them get ahead.
just fucking score. Yeah, dicks.
I won my cup. I know I drew my cup game. I beg your pardon earlier on, which was against Big Wilbert, and I'm playing like my full reserves. Yeah, he's a big account, isn't he?
Yeah.
But mate, I was winning 1-0 until the 75th minute, and then it went crazy on me. It didn't show any more highlights.
Aye.
But I got a guy red carded. They then scored 2 goals rapid, and then I scored right at the end, and they finished 2 each. But the last 15 minutes, I'll show you it. It's still. I gave it 5 minutes to go back to it, see if it would like work out. The only way I could actually see what happened was watching like the full length version and then like clicking forward to actually see what went down. But if this has ever happened to you, let me know. I'll show you that. I'll show you after your game.
Come on, you fuck. Just get it in the net.
Oh no. Your boy Matt has let you down here, McBride.
Yeah.
Big time, yeah.
Do you look at the match report? Are you one of those guys? Like,
No, get them all to fuck pricks.
fair enough. I'm a match report guy. But I'll show you this from earlier. It was against Budapest. So if we go to the yellow card, right, this is just like, look, so this is even extended highlights. So this is more than the highlights. It should be. Right, watch, the red card happens. Oh, McBride's away. All right. You can watch Charlie. Go. I'm like, what? What's going on here? What? What's going on here? Losing 2-1
Yeah, it's just
for the
flying
man
in,
sent
isn't it?
off. What's going on? I'm about to lose my shit, go mental. And then, 90th minute, 2-2.
Wow. That's weird, isn't it?
Aye, it freaked me out. So I was like, why can't I see it? You know? They said the only way I could do it was going full 2D and then like clicking just before the highlight. This is a second yellow card, which looks kind of yellow cardy enough. And then the goals are goals, they're all fine. But this is the only way I actually got to watch it.
Yeah.
It's just weird. This is him here, big Quintana. He's about to make a big mistake. Boom. And, ref deals with him. Off he goes. Pure Quintana. Anywho. But we drew that match, and that was with the B team, and I'd kind of tweaked on making that extra park the bussy, which was good. But the way I kind of need to do this with members, I don't want to give too much away. Yeah. But like I worked out some good bar action on that. So not only did I park the bus better, but I actually scored some goals. You know, so that was a fun little balancing act. And with this, I was going to say it earlier, I was just saying it now, but I was kind of regretting, I did a tweak in this right before I came into it a wee bit, because I felt that in one of my matches recently, and I've not checked all the stats on this, right, but I didn't feel that I was actually like getting on the ball enough. And what I did going into this one is my 2 centre mids and my CDM, I turned them onto totally like controlled. So all the passing options that say either direct or controlled, I put all my midfield onto controlled.
Yeah.
And I want to see passing, if it was any better. No, not really. Hanka, yeah, that's good for him. 54. Tolentino, nah, he's still sucking ass. And who's the other one? Hosney. That's alright. Percentage of success is low, but so interesting. But I thought when that game was at 0-0, I thought, my guy's only taking enough risks from midfield.
Yeah.
It made me a bit nervous. But I was just wanted to see, like, if we, because these guys have got amazing passing. So I thought if I make them controlled, do they just like dominate the game then all of a sudden, maybe? You know, but Tolentino's still 6.2. Not good enough for the level, I think. Sadly. Retan's worst game of the season. 6.1. It's a tough one. Tight one. And it's nice the weekend there was only one game a day.
Nice, yeah.
So there's been 2 games a day for the last few. So it eases up now. 1 a day till I face top of the league. Then we've got the mid-season break after April Fool's Day. So that's like, a couple of days away.
Yeah.
Right, Quinny, we've got a live game here for Celtic.
Now, let's see it, get it on.
Need to press the right buttons. Yes, you scored as well, yes.
Right, turn it on. Some of you have got to be chatting on the go here. These have lost me. Oh, the mail buy. I played a mail game, a mail-based game. I can't remember precisely what it was, but it cost money. It cost like $5. It wasn't in the newspaper or anything. It was like an actual, like, standalone game effort. But it was like paper mail-in based. And it was like you were meant to win money from it as well. And I did it when I was like 10. And I was like, oh, this is amazing. Like, I'm going to try and win money and all that. And like, you know, it's like when you're 10, you fucking lose interest in something after 2 weeks, you know. And it's like that. Move on to something else. But
have you matched him on formation on purpose? Or do you both just naturally play a free back?
That's not the same. Well, it's kind of the same formation, but it's like a variation. So his is like a 2 DM, mine's is like 1 DM. So no, it's like just kind of. I've actually not been in great form, but Celtic are winning the cup, and like, it's been a bit like maybe a bit of bad luck, to be honest. So.
Oh!
Yeah! On
Get
a
back on the
Palomino.
horse.
Big beef Wellington. Yeah, it's a good result because this guy's like, I think, 3rd or 4th in the league as well. So kind of like similar position at the moment. So.
Aye, Nottingham rings a bell, Mikey Baston. Yeah, there's something like this maybe is what I'm talking about as well. I was a lot younger, so I don't remember it. But good chat in the chat. Love to see it. Yeah. You paid. Yeah, that's it. That's definitely. I remember playing something like that. And yeah, I think it was the sending money in the mail bit. Maybe is what got me off. Got me off that at some point. Bear in mind it was the 90s as well, where it's like sticking coins in an envelope and that.
You can't really do
The
commentary.
mailman's taking that motherfucker.
It's
You know,
like,
that's not going far.
it's not like FIFA where it's like, yes, and it's out to Norgard, it's Vagara, it's Rick what you like. It's just like it's like highlights and
Yeah, it just kind of happens, isn't it?
Rick Walker, Rick your dick, Rick, fucking arsehole.
Yeah.
It's a throw in.
Oh, I never got to that level of people phoning me and stuff, but I do. I've definitely played this, but nowhere near the level of you guys because you just remember doing it. I just remember it existing. Like, I remember the paper being like not black and white, but like brown and white. Like the ink was brown.
Glasgow.
Well done, mate. 4-2.
Celtic Glasgow.
Pop the flares.
I feel a bit left out, yeah.
No, I'm not getting anything handy. I've been popping the flares. Hi, Carumba. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. We've kind of got into MFL. I was just thinking if there's anything else to kind of... I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing at 1 point, by the way. I'm high with that. Yeah. That's the next team I've got left, I think. No, I've got Leon. I've got another bottom team.
Have you played Heat?
No, that's my last game in the initial salvo of matches.
Wow.
So I play Leon next in the league, and then I play Heat, and that's me played everyone. So I could be top after the first round. That'd be a buzz. Yeah. That'd be very FC Barcelona of us, I think. But all I wanted to check was the goal scorers. Nasser, Lecoq, and Steffens, my wee guy, all got goals there. Oh, that guy that slayed me must have got a hat-trick, because he's on 12 now.
Oh, he's actually lower rated than Thingy, isn't he, as well?
Yeah. I think his dribbling and physical are way better. Shooting isn't as good. Yeah. I think he's maybe a touch quicker, and he's 6'2". I know it doesn't matter. Wee Nasser's 5'9". Lecoq on 8. That's alright. Assists, do we have anyone? Nah, they're kind of falling away a bit. And Ritan still in control for that golden glove. Love a bit of that. The bottom 4 are firmly the bottom 4 that were projected. The top 2 are firmly the top 2. And it's just kind of like a fight between everyone else. I'm 5 points ahead now, a 4th spot. That's pretty chunky.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It looks like, touchwood, you're going to be in the mix for the playoffs.
We can't let Nasser go now, can we? We can't let Nasser go now.
$100 million.
Aye, so 29, 30, 31. So I've got 1 game a day to rotate before playing Heat. And then we've got the winter break, or the mid-season break. I'm buzzing for it. Who's your fave MFL player in the game? It's obviously going to be one that you own, isn't it? You're not going to find someone else's player. Yeah. I like Nasser a lot. He's always been my main man, highest rated and stuff like that. But I genuinely think maybe my favourite in my team right now is that wee Bodnarenko guy. Because he played centre mid last year. He's been doing good at left back. But I actually really like him. Like I just like him a lot. What about you, McBride? Who's your favourite card that you've got, MFL wise?
Got a few. I think Oliva. He's only 20 at the moment, so he's a left back. He's on sets.
Ooh.
So it's like the anti James Tavernier.
Nice.
Too many cards, so like.
Yeah, you've got a lot more than me.
Aye.
How many clubs are you on to?
He's got like 4, 5.
Oh, really? Wow.
McBride's a network, mate.
What's that like to manage? Are you at the point where you're hiring GMs and stuff like that, general managers to?
If the game develops general managers, then no, it's not in the game yet. So obviously, I think they would talk about like maybe players retire with scouts and stuff like that. So, not just now though. Five's okay. Like
Yeah, is it like
it's not bad. Like it's not
Yeah.
like.
Definitely one thing they want to do that they've said to me, I don't know if you've maybe misunderstood Charlie, if you're just talking about something different, but they definitely said to me at one point that they would like it to be in the future, like you could hire me and then my account would just have access to like your contracts, the negotiations only, or like your tactics only, or depending on what you hired me to do at your team, if you know what I mean. So, aye. So I think that's what Charlie was meaning in that sense. Like with all the clubs you've got, would you hire somebody to hustle them for you?
All right, yeah. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Not yet though. It's still quite early, so
You can manage it just about yourself now. You're not quite needing to get a PA in yet.
I think like changing as well. You know, like the engine and stuff. Like like it's still quite early.
Yeah.
Still quite like 4 weeks. There's more like, engine changes. There's like, tweaks and stuff. So like you've got to kind of be have your finger on the pulse, So like then if things settle down, then okay, but
Yeah, fair enough. I seen Pranksy getting involved. I think today or yesterday was buying packs and stuff like that. I seen obviously Lair's been playing about with it this week. Looks at today he was opening packs and opening his club. And I found it was really funny because that's the first time I've seen someone open a club pack since I opened mine in terms of like the full like process. So that was a good wee member berry for me. It was fun watching Laird go through that as well, which was good crack. And there's definitely been a bit of an extra pop around the place, MFL this week as well, which is all good fun and great to see overall. But it's been weird as well in the same time. It's just like flavour of the month. It's just like everyone's talking about it everywhere all the time, you can't avoid it. Which is just, it's been great. Really great to watch. And I think season 5, what was the prize pool increase this season? 40%. With that whole Spark thing coming in now as well. Season 5 will be fire. So I'm looking forward to getting set up. I did quite well this year, McBride.
I'm away to bed. Right.
Yep.
See you later.
You pitching and you're off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you guys can stay on. It's fine.
Hey, we'll stay on, buddy. You have a good night.
Mon hoops.
Mon hoops. I thought that was a joke at first, that maybe I was going to ask him something. He was just like, I'm not that. No answer on it. But I was going to, I can't remember what I was going to just finish the sentence. I can't remember what it was now.
No.
Wouldn't have been anything too important.
When do you play? You got the game on you when you play?
Yeah, tomorrow at 3. So
Yeah.
easy enough to squeeze in before Mother's Day on the Sunday. I'll be getting away with that. You going to any action this weekend yourself, or what you got up to?
Yeah, I'm going to the parade thing tomorrow. I don't know what I'm doing yet for it, because it's like they've got like an all day sort of thing on where they've got like.
Oh, of course. Sorry, stupid question.
Yeah. No, they're doing like you probably don't know the term now, but it's like massive field where they're doing like a full like kind of event sort of thing. So they've got like they've put a big stage up, and they've got like guests like Ant and Deck, Shearer talking, and then they've got like a few bands on, and then the bus will go around from St James's to there, and then the players come on stage and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's like kind of like an all day thing.
That's going to be
So,
some
yeah,
buzz,
should be
by
a
the
good
way.
day.
The whole
Yeah.
place is going to be out for it, won't it?
Yeah, I imagine there'll be a few pints sunk tomorrow in the city of
Oh, yeah,
Newcastle.
for sure. Aye. Oh, it should be a good one. Well, Charlie, I hope you have a great time at that.
Yeah, you too also.
Make sure to stay safe, obviously. I don't think there'll be any bother, but it's like when people have had too many drinks, so aye, make sure to mind yourself. And, aye. It's been good fun tonight, mate. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, good show.
And to everyone else, have a good night, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take care.